Hey guys, what's up? Cameron here. I got a story for you. This is going to be fun. Hopefully you guys find as much humor in it as I have since. Anyway, so I like to I like to keep a handful of bank accounts open with different banks in an effort to kind of have, some backup areas to grab money from if something goes wrong with one card. I have my primary card that I use for a lot of my day-to-day use, but I kind of wanted to branch out a little bit. So if the card got skimmed, I wasn't, in a position, well, now I got to sit around and wait for a card, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so then there was the thought that I was going to start opening some credit cards and stuff. I don't carry balances on them, so it's really not an issue. Because, at this time next year, I want to buy another piece of real estate. So one of the cards that had come up on my radar was the Citibank double cash card. And I can hear some of you sighing out there right now. Just hold on. I'll get to that in a minute. And so I was like, yeah, I'll establish a banking relationship with Citi because, it'll look good. I know there's no hard and fast rule about that. But it seemed like a good idea at the time. 2020 hindsight. Anyway, so went ahead and opened the account. Card showed up a few days later, the way they do. I'm sure any of you that have done this, you know the routine, as the saying goes. And I didn't activate the card right away. It just wasn't a big deal. It wasn't money that I needed immediate access to, so it just wasn't a concern. So I went to activate the card. Wouldn't work. Okay. Why doesn't the card work? I was like, I put it on my to-do list to call them, but my schedule's been a little busy, so it just, it wasn't the end of the world. So the next day I go to check the account, and I'm locked out of the app. So I try the website. Also locked out of that. What's going on here? So I call them that night. Amazingly, they have some customer service folks answering the phone late at night because, these are the hours I keep. And I spend hour and a half on the phone with them to be told that, well, at some point in the conversation, they told me that I had called and canceled the card. I was like, that's interesting because this is the first time I've called you folks. No, that's not what happened. I can guarantee you that. Perhaps you should dig a little more. And then it said something about, oh, well, we canceled the card because you didn't meet the account criteria. What account criteria did I not meet? I asked. She's like, I don't know. And I could never get a clear answer after that on what I had done that would cause them. Okay, she's like, but you'll need another card, but the people you need to talk to for that, you'll have to call the next day. Okay, fine. So I call the next day. Oh, we'll go ahead and get you a new card. After they argue with me again, I tell them, going into the phone call, what I'd been told the night before. And they tell me, oh, that's not the problem, that's not the problem, that's not the problem. Half an hour later, they're telling me, oh, yeah, that's what I told you at the beginning of this phone call half an hour ago. And by the way, of any place I have ever dealt with, Citi is the absolute slowest at finding answers. I have never encountered any company that has taken so long once you're on the phone with a rep to come up with the answers to do what needs to be done. I'm like, I could have done this faster online had I had access to the account. Anyway, be that as it may. Okay, so it's decided I need a card. So, we're going to go ahead and not charge you the $6 for a replacement card that we disconnected, and we'll get a new card out to you. But your checking account is closed, so you only have your savings account. Okay. So, fast forward, the new card shows up, like, the next day, actually. And I try using it, and it doesn't work. After I activated, I'd even called ahead of time. In fact, made sure it was activated, and it wouldn't work. Okay, so I called them again because my thought at this point was I'll pull the cash out and just close the account because I'm already like 2 hours of phone calls into this company, and I haven't even used my debit card yet. Like, my time spent on this is already upside down. So, fine. Call them, oh, well, yeah, that card has, yeah, for whatever reason, that card had been disconnected or whatever, wouldn't work. So at this point, I told him to go ahead and close the account. So half an hour on the phone to get the account closed, or so I thought. At this point, you know, I'm sure you can see where this is going. Next day, account's still open. Oh look, money's still sitting in the account. Day after that, oh look, account's still open, money's still sitting there. Long about the 5th day, I called them again. Said, look, I called to cancel this account. Give me a manager. We need to cancel this account. Well, why are you canceling this account? Because you guys have been the absolute worst to deal with of any banking relationship I've ever had, including Bank of America, which to this point was my worst experience up to this point. But anyway, so tell them I need to close the account and have them mail me a check. And after, you know, a couple of weeks of this whole battle, my account seems to actually be closed now, surprisingly. Haven't seen the check yet, but it's only been, you know, a couple of days now. But the accounts show is closed, so hey, you know, we're finally there. I was starting to wonder if that was ever going to happen because, yeah. So, if you're given a chance to bank with Citibank, maybe pass on that. It wasn't too long after I opened the account, like a week, that Graham Stephan, another a well-known YouTuber, came out and said and informed us that a bunch of stuff had been cut from Citibank's cards as far as the normal, usual perks you get from having a credit card. So right after I'd opened that bank account, any perks for having that Citi Double Cash card besides the double points or double cash off of it were null and void. So ultimately, there was no point. It started out as a good idea, and everything went horribly sideways. And so at this point, I can't recommend banking with Citibank. I don't recommend Bank of America either, based on some personal experiences. And now both of those have landed on Graham Stephan's worst banks list. I'm coming at you from another angle going, this isn't even about the numbers. This is about general banking incompetence. You would think that for large institutions that rely on banking, they might have this kind of figured out. But they apparently don't. So, hope you guys found the enjoyment in this. Please click like and subscribe if you want to see more out of me, because there's going to be more. I'm going to try and be more consistent about this in the coming weeks. As a part of it, I'll have to think up new video subjects and stuff. But anyway, oh, and in the future, you get to look forward to these walls behind me, and you know, you can see some of this, like this spot over here on the wall. And this is an improvised office for now. At some point, we'll get everything cleaned up, and it'll be an actual studio office sort of arrangement. But until then, you're stuck with me just sort of talking to you. So, until next time, I'm out.